Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming at you with my terroristic puppy. I apologize in advance. This dog is on one today. I do apologize. We're going to make it do what it do, though. We're going to rock through here, man. They decided to have like a 4th of July celebration in my neighborhood, so my dog is a little animated right now. So definitely apologize for that. He's causing a lot of attention and acquiring a lot of attention. So I'm going to work through this, though. But I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. It's my second video of the day. We had Around the League with the crew earlier today with Dan the Laker fan. Me as a GM, Chris the graphic god, and myself, man. That was a banger. If you guys didn't check that out, make sure to check out that video later on. And now back at some Empire Jeff TV tonight to talk, about the Lakers and things going on right now. Seems like they could be starting to turn some things around. Some things might be looking a little bit better. Not out of the woods yet, but they're improving on some principles and some fundamental things that are helping them get some wins. Outside of the Suns game where they got just bodied ever since the Clipper game, they've been putting together some wins outside that Phoenix loss. So I'm happy to see the way they're playing right now, going out, getting that win against Dallas, win against OKC, back-to-back solid wins there after the Phoenix loss. So shout out to the Lakers, man. Shout out to the way D'Angelo Russell has been playing. Shout out to the way Austin Reeves has been playing, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Christian Wood, Rui Hachimura, and man, my man's in them, Mr. Jared Vanderbilt, man. Vando is my guy. You guys know this for those who have followed the channel all season long, even into the offseason when I was saying that I believe that Jared Vanderbilt is a major key to this team because of his defense, what he can do on the floor that doesn't affect the stat sheet, but it does because it affects D'Lo's and Austin Reeves' stat sheet. His availability and ability to get out there and make life hell for other teams on defense lets those guys free to do what they do on offense and know they got some help behind them along with AD and Vando. So he is a major key to this team's success, major upgrade when he is able to play. And oh my God, this dog. But he is a major piece of this team. That's why they signed him to that extension after trading for him. And it's no secret that once he's back to action out there and playing well and playing good, that the team is playing good. And then Austin Reeves and D'Lo are probably having their best stretch together of the season collectively. And their defense isn't being talked about on a nightly basis because you got Vanderbilt out there doing his thing. This dog, man. Oh my God. But yeah, man, shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to those guys. And like I said, I know this isn't a popular subject, but shout out to Darvin Ham, man. The last 3 games or so. Let's say 2 games. I would say the last 2 games, he's done real solid coaching. By no means coach of the year candidate stuff or anything magical, just not out there doing things that cost them games. He's not doing anything to force them to lose. So he deserves some credit for that. So shout out to him. Oh my God, this dog. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. So shout out to him for just, doing enough to not cause losses. That's big. He was doing a lot of that early in the season. So shout out to him and shout out to everybody who's in the building early tonight, man, for catching the second video tonight. I appreciate you guys for tuning in earlier. And now see who we got in here, man. We got the mod god, the mod father, Mr. Search and Destroy himself. That's right. On the road to 1K, man. Let's get us to 1K, man. We're at 936, I believe, right now. Next stop is 1K, man. I was really hoping to try to get there this week, but I missed some time towards the end of last week and early this week because I had to travel. And I may have upset the algorithm there a little bit. So got to put in this extra work to get back on the good side of the algorithm, God. So appreciate you, Search, man. Juan Valverde, what's going on, man? I ain't excited until we win 5 straight. Hey, I feel you. I'm not going to say I'm excited. I'm just happy to see some wins, though. That's for sure. And 2 in a row, and it was at like 4 of the last 5 or something like that. So I'll take that right now. 5 straight wins. It doesn't seem like a lot to ask for, right? But the way this season has gone, it does feel like it's a lot to ask for right now. So I'll be right there with you, hoping to get to that 5-game winning streak. Hello, Miss Angie B, Empire Jeff TV's own Angie B. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate your continued support as always. We got Laker Familia. What up with you, man? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Salute to you as well, man. We got the guy over here, Ox1947, Mr. Joe Soro from Lakers Fast Break. Shout out to everyone over at Lakers Fast Break, man. Joe got himself a new segment, man, called the Nightcap with Joe Soro that'll be popping up after Laker games. After the post game is the Joe Soro Nightcap. Make sure to go over and check that out. Looking forward to pulling up there and sharing a drink with Joe during the Nightcap over there, man. Definitely, man. I'll email you my Facebook. I don't have a professional one for my I don't have a professional one, Joe, for my channel. I should probably set that up. I don't have one yet. I'll shoot you an email with my info. I'll shoot you my number and all that info when I get done with the show here. And I got you on what we talked about. Max Anderson, what's going on? What's going on? Lakers still need make a trade at the deadline, or will be a repeat of what last year's playoffs or worse. Well, they didn't make a trade at last year's deadline, and they did get to the playoffs, and it got worse there at the end. So they're going to make a trade. I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster, but they're going to make a trade, and they should make a trade. But if D'Lo keeps playing like this and Rui keeps playing well, then the Lakers are going to probably be out there looking, trying to convince people to take Gabe Vincent's contract. So that could be these could be blessings in disguise. We'll see. We need a couple more weeks from this team to see any type of level of consistency before anyone buys into anything, obviously. Let's see, people shouting people out here. Let's see what we got here. We got Brandon Wilkerson. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the compliment. He put GOAT emojis in there, man. I don't feel I'm the GOAT, man, but I definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking the time. Juan says, "Hey Jeff, you think we can trade for Nick Claxton? Maybe. I haven't heard what his availability is and if they're even shopping him. But can we? I mean, probably. But like I said, who we could maybe trade for, it takes two to tango, as I always say. And I don't know if that guy's available right now. I don't know what Brooklyn's looking to do. I think if the Lakers do make a trade with them, someone like Dorian Finney-Smith probably might be to look at. I was with my guys over at We Talk Mavs last night. My guy Rail and King over there, man. Shout out to them. Did a really good post-game breakdown with them after the Mavs and Laker game over there. They covered the Mavs, obviously, and great guys over there. Great show. So that's on my channel as well. So you can check that one out from last night's game. If you haven't watched it already, would greatly appreciate it. Really good show over there. Got some insight from them on Dorian Finney-Smith. Some of the links with some of the talk with Kyrie, some of the stuff that went on with Christian Wood last year. And it was really funny. I think if you didn't listen to that show last night, you should go back and listen to it, because I think it's really good for Laker fans to hear other fan bases' views of their head coach and their roster, things they're dealing with. And it's very similar to what the Lakers are going through. And that's what I've always continued to say is like, this is not uncommon for what the Lakers are going through. Feels like so many fan bases throughout the NBA are displeased with their head coaches, their rotations, the roster. There's all kinds of things that goes on at every single fan base. And that's why it was really cool. Those guys to break it down, because it sounded like Laker fans last night. It was hilarious. I just kept laughing because it's important to know that this isn't just a Darvin Ham thing. It's a league-wide thing, man. Guys are just these player development coaches. Even though Jason Kidd wasn't really known as a player development coach, but I'm talking about this era of coaches is struggling right now. Just point blank period. That's what's happening right now. I still believe Murray is the answer to the team. He will be more consistent than D'Lo. I mean, I don't know. I have just refused to believe that the Lakers have a shot at him until they're not offering Austin Reeves, which I don't believe they are. I don't think they can get him, especially with one pick. With Pascal Siakam getting 3 first-round picks, it's hard to see Murray going for less than 2. So gonna have to wait to see on that. Minnesota 99-91 over Memphis. This game has been a pretty good game. But I don't think the Lakers have what it takes to get Murray, especially if they're not offering up Austin Reeves. I just don't see it as an option. But maybe the market dries up. Maybe some of the teams in pursuit of Murray pivot and go another route, and maybe that lowers the price there some. But until the price drops, I don't see the Lakers being able to make a move for Murray where they can afford him with only 1 first-round pick to offer. And to be honest, I'm kind of hoping that the Lakers are able to make moves this trade deadline without offering any more picks, or at least without offering like a lottery protected first-round pick. I'm tired of them giving away all their assets for a couple of months and have to do the same thing next year. Just at some point, you got to stop doing that. So I said, I don't think they need a home run trade. And if these guys continue to play well, they may just do some stuff to add to it and really not subtract anything. If you can get Gabe Vincent out of here, if you can move Gabe, maybe a JHS and maybe a Jackson Hayes, you can get someone for that without taking away anyone from your core currently. They would love for Gabe Vincent to be here and playing and contributing to this team. Just hasn't happened this year, and we just don't know if it's going to. So if you can go get like a Dorian Finney-Smith, if you can go get a Colin Sexton, if you could get a Karis LeVert, a Jordan Clarkson, if you can get guys like that for Gabe's money, if you can get a Bruce Brown, which I would love, that would go right to the top of my list. If you can get a Bruce Brown for that, then you're adding to your team while keeping your core, plus still having the buyout market, probably multiple, because you'll move probably 2 or 3 guys to get that one guy. You already have 1 spot open, so you'll come out of that with at least 2 or 3 slots open, which you can then take full advantage of the buyout market when a lot of the other teams can't. So just a couple of guys off top, perhaps a Buddy Hield after he gets traded from Indiana, which probably happens, a Gordon Hayward. There's plenty of guys that are going to get moved and that are going to become buyout candidates. So it would actually make sense for the Lakers to get rid of 2 or 3 roster spots in a trade to take back one guy and then free up an additional 2 roster spots in the buyout market. In reality, you may be adding anywhere from 3 to 4 players by only really trading away one you had high hopes for really right now for this season. So that's kind of where it is right now. And I think that's more realistic than going after someone like Murray, just because, like I said, I think his price tag is going to be a little bit too high. I don't see them having any interest in Zach LaVine. And obviously they didn't have enough to get Pascal Siakam. So that's kind of the reality of it right now. And that's kind of where they sit. Can we get Murray on a 3-team deal? I don't really think so, because I don't really know what the Lakers have that someone's paying a first-round pick for. So again, the Lakers' first-round pick probably might not be enough to move Murray. Now, I don't know if another piece goes somewhere else, but everyone talks like their 3-team deal. But the 3-team deals are so hard to pull off. Those fall apart all the time. Usually nowadays, when you see a 3-team deal, it's usually someone throwing in something small to help facilitate something, just to get that little final chunk of money in. But for the Lakers and Murray, and anything that adds on that stretches to a third team, that's going to be some big money, and I don't see it. At least not right now. Things can change in 2 weeks. I don't see it. Everyone thinks that the answer to solving a trade that isn't going to work is bringing a third team. But if you got a trade that isn't working and you bring in a third team, you just have now 3 teams that can't figure out a trade. So the third option doesn't always work. Sometimes it makes things more difficult. What's going on, Kurt? He says, hey, Jeff, Search got Zach LaVine Lakers jersey. Please help him. Tell him it's not going to happen. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. Definitely not happening. If it's not Murray, which other point guard would you trade for? I don't really consider Bruce Brown a point guard, but I like him in a role where he can handle the ball and get out there. I like Tyus Jones. I like Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, the names I've mentioned. Like I said, we don't know who's going to be available in the buyout market. I'm not really high on Brogdon. He's oft injured, doesn't have a great playoff record. So don't entirely know what other point guards are going to shake loose, but pretty much all the names I've mentioned so far. It's hard to tell, if other teams make moves and guys get bought out. Like I've been telling you guys all season, pretty much, that Bruce Brown was going to become available. No one wanted to believe me on that, but I was telling you guys that all season. Now he is. There will be other guys that will become available, and some guys we didn't even think of. So there's going to be options for them. We just have to wait it out, wait to see, and see what shakes loose after all that. Joe says, how do you do Kurt like that, Search? Oh man, these two are forever going at it, man. Juan says, yes, I would love Bruce Brown on our team, but I don't know if D'Lo would like that. It's not about what D'Lo likes, man. I mean, if Russell Westbrook could team up with Pat Bev, anything can happen. So, and that would be adding to the team. And like I said, it's real easy to go from rivals to teammates. It happens all the time, more often than you do think. Bruce Brown had 15.7 boards in 24 minutes in his Raptor debut. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I would love to get Bruce Brown. I've felt all seeing. You guys know I'm not lying on this. I've said this numerous times. I felt that at some point the Lakers were going to try to get him from Indy this season. I've been telling you guys this. Now it's just a different approach, right? Now Toronto's open to trading people. So I go after Bruce Brown. He would be probably my number one target right now, just for the simple fact he's more attainable, costs less. You probably don't have to give up a first-round pick as far as an unprotected pick. But there are things you could do to get him, and he will absolutely help this team. He would be my guy to go get. That would be my choice if I had a choice for sure, man. Fat Boy, what's going on, man? He says, what's going on, Jeff? Really interested to see what this team looks like post-trade deadline. Also, have you seen that clip where Reeves walking past Ham? Yes, I am definitely intrigued to see what they look like after the trade deadline. And yes, I did see the clip. I've seen clips where Anthony Davis has done the same walk by, just didn't pay attention to him, and they're super cool. So I don't buy into those little clips. I don't buy into the narratives. I don't buy into any of that. Like if they've got something, they've got something. It means nothing. If you knew how often players have issues with players on their team and coaches or assistant coaches or even team traveling personnel, like this is not abnormal. It's just with the internet, things just get stretched into such a bigger deal than it actually is. Austin is out there playing the best ball of his season. If you happen to walk by Darvin Ham and this version of relationship of Darvin Ham brings out the best in him, then I say let it keep going. But at the end of the day, I don't pay attention to a lot of that because a lot of it is overreaction and narratives. And 9 times out of 10, people are reaching and just basing something off a small clip when they have no idea what's going on in the actual locker room between the two. So it's hard to really judge on a clip like that. Because I've seen, like I said, I've seen other players do that are cool with them. I've seen players do that to coaches that they're always cool with, and you just walk right past them on a play. So like I've seen players walk by their teammates when they're giving them high five and just totally miss them and not acknowledge them. And then players on the bench going back like, hey, you missed me. You missed me. Like I see that often. So I don't overreact to stuff like that. Savage, what's going on? Jeff, I just don't see Hawks getting a crazy offer for him. Murray, to be honest, Brogdon, Rozier are available and cheaper for other teams. They're not cheaper though, because look at Terry's money, look at the range, look at the age, and guys like that. They're not. Murray is a better trade prospect. He's a better talent to get. He's younger, controllable money. If you're talking about Brogdon and Rozier and Murray, every team is focused on Murray over those two for sure. There's not a team who'd prioritize either one of those guys over DeJounte Murray, which is why he will cost more money. Hey, Craig, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate your support as always. Jeff, I agree with Dan earlier. I don't trust D'Lo after what I saw in the playoffs versus Nuggets. Most teams have good defenders to piss him off. Yeah, I mean, I get where he was coming from, but what do you say about Anthony Davis in that playoff series then? What do you say about him? He didn't have a great series. Are we trying to trade him? So, like I said, when you get to a point where a team is just better than you, you're out of gas, it's not working. Reeves, who's known as a non-defender, was in there probably like he was like 20 points a game in that series. D'Lo had a bad series, but D'Lo had a good playoff run. He just had a bad Western Conference Finals, and that happens. But D'Lo in round 1, D'Lo in round 2, solid. He just didn't have a great Western Conference Finals, and to be honest, the entire team didn't. But again, if people want to single out D'Lo, that's fine. But the entire team, if you're going off that logic, that entire team should be traded, in my opinion. Everyone checking in here. What's going on, Roy? Thanks for pulling up. Kurt says the Toronto coach Darko said last year he watched a lot of Cutter videos, which meant he saw a lot of Bruce Brown footage, type of activity we need, unlike Search and his obsession with light-skinned point guard. Yeah, man. No, I know what you mean. Bruce Brown is a very active player. And like I said, he's not known as a scorer. He's not known as a defender. He's not known as a shooter. He's not known as all these things. He's just a collective guy out there. He doesn't do anything great. He does a lot of things good. He does a lot of things well. And that's what you need. You need a guy, and he's a dog out there, man. He's aggressive. He plays hard. He runs his mouth. I think shout out my guy, Mees. He said it's kind of like a skilled Pat Beverly. You know what I mean? It's kind of a way of putting it. Tend to agree with that. Nicholas Clark, what's going on, man? Is there a way to improve around the edges without giving up a first-round pick so we can trade 3 first-round picks and maybe get Bridges or Mitchell? Thoughts? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hoping for to hold it. I hope they do not trade a first-round pick. I think they might be able to get Bruce Brown without that. I think there are guys they can get without that first-round pick. That's what I'm hoping they do. Like I said, I think they really have a chance to be. I can't predict the future, and I can't say for sure who's going to be available. I just have a feeling there's going to be some strong buyout candidates available. And like I said, the Lakers will be in position to go after them. I'm not trading AR unless it's for Spider. Unless it's like a perennial. Yeah, AR doesn't go anywhere. It's for a perennial all-star. If it's not a perennial all-star, I don't have any interest in moving AR. I agree with you there. Because of D'Lo's past playoffs, I don't trust him. Need a backup center. Well, that's not true though, Craig. He didn't have a bad playoffs. He had a bad Western Conference Finals, which the entire team did. D'Lo had a solid playoff run. Solid playoff. Again, those are false narratives. False narratives. D'Lo had a solid playoffs. He had a solid Laker second half of the season. He had a bad Western Conference Finals when the whole team had a bad Western Conference Finals. So again, though, these are narratives that get spun around there. And like I said, they had players in other series that were guarding him. Wiggins was guarding him against Golden State. Like you had guys in Memphis sending doubles at him at some point. There was a game where he was cooking in the third quarter. Memphis was sending doubles at him. He still got busy. So like I said, D'Lo is all about how he's used. Now, if you guys don't trust him to be used correctly, then I'm okay with that. And I do get like, and I understand Dan's point, what he's saying about defensive guys that can get out there and make him work for it. But if D'Lo's given the ball and says, you have the ball the next 10 possessions, go to work, D'Lo's going to score on Bruce Brown. He's going to. But if he's out there, not in any type of rhythm, getting the ball, not in his spots, it's a little bit different, right? So D'Lo has been out here playing and lighting up teams, playing great the last handful of games when he's been used correctly in his role. So it all depends. Is this the role he's going to play the rest of the season? If yes, you got to entertain it. If not, then you got to move him. It's pretty much as simple as that. But to say get D'Lo out of here just because of what happened in the Western Conference Finals, well, that means the whole team is up to be traded because the whole team was pretty much trash in that Western Conference Finals. Well, the front office definitely doesn't trust him because they are looking for guards to trade for right now. Doubt Sexton gets traded and Tyus is not an upgrade. We don't know if they're looking to trade D'Lo, though. They could be looking to trade Gabe Vincent. They could be looking to move Rui. Like, we don't know. Again, narratives. So we don't know what they're shopping. Where people are on Twitter and reacting to unconfirmed reports and assume they know what's going on. They don't. So the Lakers, we don't know what they're looking for. We don't know what they're shopping for. Everyone had the world believing they were going after Zach LaVine. That was BS for a year. So, like I said, we don't know what they're shopping for. And if they're going after a guard, who says it's D'Lo that gets moved for it? So they need a point of attack defending guard, but you still need a scoring guard in D'Lo. So you have to figure that out. So if you can get a Bruce Brown and keep D'Lo, that would be a win in my book. But and then if D'Lo for some reason doesn't have it going one way, that was the importance of having someone like Gabe Vincent, is the fact that he could be there to come in if D'Lo wasn't delivering on a nightly basis. Not having him has been a real pain to the Lakers. So getting someone else to replace Gabe Vincent's role or his intended role would be a major come up for the Lakers without a doubt. It would be irresponsible to trade our first round pick. We need that pick to draft Bronny. That's funny. That's funny. Hit Stick Stepper. What's up, my guy? Triple salute to you. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate the support, man. Luke Kennard would be nice too. Yes. Yes, I would like Luke Kennard. You could probably get him for Gabe Vincent in some seconds. So I really would not mind that. So that's a pick that I definitely would not pick up. I would not mind. I talked about that on a video, on a recent video to get him. Someone like Luke Kennard, like I said, Dorian Finney-Smith, the guys like that would be a really, really solid pickup, non-blockbuster move that you can still keep your core intact. Bloodhound, what's going on, man? The problem is, even if we trade D'Lo, who will replace the skill set? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone who gets it. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Roy says, Jeff, AD has been playing at a high level. The main reason for our success. It rubs off on all other players. Teams have to double team AD and leaves players open for shots. Facts. And they got to hit these open shots, right? So when you got open shots, you got to make those in the NBA, man. It's just brutal when you take those shots and you can't make them. So Vando's not going to make those. So D'Lo, Reeves, Braun, it's very important that they're able to make those from the starting unit. And when Vando comes in and replaces Prince, very, very important. And exactly. Right there with you, sir. Right there with you. Let's see. Hit Stepper says Sexton popped off tonight. He dropped 31. He himskied that way. He had another 30-point game recently. Yeah, like I said, I've been talking about Sexton for about 2 months now. I've been talking about Sexton for 2 months. I talked about Karis LeVert for 2 months, Clarkson. These are not new names to me. Like I've been telling you guys about these guys for a while now. So any of those guys would be great. But like I said, I just really would prefer not giving up another first round pick if we could avoid it. That's just me. But everyone has their preference, right? You got the F them picks crowd. You got the people who don't want to give up the picks. I'm kind of in the middle. Like maybe I give up a pick, but it's got to be lottery protected. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna throw away every single pick we have to try to save this team every year and have to do the same thing next year. I'm past that already. I'm over trying to do all that. Let's see who else we got here. Kennard would be great. I agree with Jeff. Yeah, I'm telling you, that'd be a great pickup, solid pickup. The guy kills us all the time. He can shoot threes with the best of them. He's not a good defender. He can be played off the court sometimes in the playoffs, but there's throughout points of the game where you can get him in there. He can hit you for 9 quick ones. He's solid. Which player is better, Murray or Sexton? Offensively, defensively, roster fit. They're totally different type of players. Sexton can be a little bit out of control at times. He's a live wire. They're different. If I had my choice between the two, I would probably say Murray, but I would say Sexton is probably more attainable than Murray for the Lakers. I guess the best way to sum it up. Nick Swamp, Bruce Brown, they could give a protected first. I don't know if he goes for less like seconds. They want him, but I don't know if they got Josh Hart there already. Like I don't know if he's a fit there. I don't know. So, and like I said, I don't buy all the reports. Sometimes things get out there to boost up a trade value of another guy, but then when you look at the actual roster, you look at money, you look at the things that actually make sense, and you can kind of tell what's fake and what's not when it comes to some of these reports. Who is cheaper to get, Murray or Sexton? I think Sexton will be cheaper to get than Murray, but I would like Murray, but I think Sexton is cheaper. Tyus Jones, another maybe. Yeah, Tyus Jones. Don't know what his market is yet. He's a pending free agent. He's gonna have to be re-signed for decent money. So I think if it comes down to Sexton or Tyus Jones, they probably try to get Sexton because it's shorter term contract. They know what his money is. So I think that's what they would try to do, but depending on what his asking price would be from the Jazz. I believe Utah will ask for a first round pick for Sexton that I'm passing. He's playing like an all-star. Well, he's scoring. Like I said, there's plenty of guys that get out there and get 20 a game that in today's NBA. You know what I mean? He's playing on a free team that isn't playing for nothing. Green light. That's what happens. When you get to a playoff team, they're winning games, but they're playing free out there, right? They don't have any championship aspirations, is what I mean. So teams like that play free, and then they kind of just fall off a cliff eventually. But if you put Sexton on a team that's going to be playing come playoff time where his numbers go down, because Colin Sexton is not a guy that's going to average 30 in the playoffs for any of the teams that he gets traded to, right? So he's not going to be that. He's not going to get more shots than Braun and AD. He's not going to get more shots. Like if he gets to Miami, he's not going to be at, like if he gets to the Knicks, you got Brunson, you got Randall, you got OG, you got like, so no matter where these guys go, like you got to understand they're playing, what they're giving you right now is not what they're going to give the team they're traded to. Jeff, real quick, any Lazardo rumors of Dodgers? Yes. I can talk about this because there's reports out there on this for sure. But I've definitely heard plenty about this. No real update of substance that it's about to happen. It could be, but I don't have any info on that. But yeah, they're looking to get him and a reliever from there. It won't be cheap, but it shouldn't be. Those are very good pitchers down there. Add a lefty to the Dodgers starting rotation, another arm in the bullpen, which means they wouldn't be going after Hader at that point, who got linked to the Astros today. So that would be one of my two favorite moves right now for the Dodgers. Would be that would be the other. The other one I can't really talk about right now. The good thing about D'Lo playing better, this trade value improves, which gives us a better chance to get a solid trade. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, D'Lo has value regardless because of his contract. If D'Lo went out there and averaged 5 points the next week, teams would still want to trade for him. Forget what the reports say. I promise you this. Any players on Detroit you would want? Well, Bogdanovich, Burks, Cade, of course. There are guys over there that are all right. But I don't know what Detroit is going to do. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're going to do. And then everything that they've said publicly, and we'll see if that comes true, is they're not going to move Bogdanovich. The other guys we'll wait to see. I haven't heard them linked. They know they did a little small trade recently, but we will have to wait to see what happens next with them. They haven't really given any type of indication which way they're leaning, blowing everything up or trying to just add pieces to their core there. Would you rather go into the playoffs with D'Lo or Austin as your point guard? And do you think the Lakers should trade grab for a point of attack defender? I think that's why I want Bruce Brown. At point guard, D'Lo's skill set is so hard to replace, especially for his money. I think AR is good when he's playing off another good guard and LeBron. So I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that D'Lo plays well. They find a way to make a move where he stays, and they add on to this roster to replace what they've lost with Gabe. When you really think about it, they've just re-added Rui, and he's playing well. They just got Vando, looks like getting back up to health. He's playing well. Christian Wood is back in rotation, playing well. And then if you get someone for Gabe's contract that can actually play, and all of a sudden you got all these reinforcements, and your team is so much better. And that's what we truly needed. We always talked all season about how we just need our depth, but we didn't have our depth all season. That's why it wasn't working. We're starting to get some of our depth back, and now we look like a different team, and that's what's important. Jeff, what about D'Lo player option? Do you think he will leave this summer? It depends how he plays. Like if he feels there's a market that he can get more money, maybe he opts out and maybe he comes back. Like I said, winning solves everything. If the Lakers start playing better, start doing well, I feel like D'Lo wants to be here. It's just a matter of, is he going to be used right? Is he going to play well? And if he does opt out, what money are they talking? But like I said, I'm rooting for D'Lo. I'm rooting for him to play well. So the Lakers win games. He stays and gets paid. I'm rooting for that. Will that happen? I don't know. Let's see. He says, Jeff, I'm so pissed. Like they think Austin Reeves is the next Michael Jordan. No one's saying that. But y'all out here acting like he's the worst player in the NBA. Like shame on those people. Y'all just crazy. People that have been hating on Austin Reeves all season. I mean, at that money, what he gives you, the guy could be a 6 man of the year candidate. He's a starting level player. The guy can average 14 points a game starting or coming off the bench. He's a fantastic role player. But what you get is you get a bunch of people hating on Austin Reeves for no reason. So you get people going over the top to defend him, and you just get these weird narratives flying back and forth. Austin Reeves is the same thing he has been to me since we got him. A guy that plays hard, works hard, fits well with LeBron James, and is improved every year. He is solid. I mean, the Jordan stuff, you're crazy with the Jordan stuff. But as far as the people just bashing him, calling him trash, that's just wild to me. Marvin Bagley Jr. had 20 points and 11 rebounds in his Wizards debut, granted in 39 minutes. Yeah, good game for him, man. Joe Ingles said, Jeff, no trade going to happen. The Lakers think their players are enough. Rob is not a great GM. Man, they don't want to trade Reeves because they think he's the next Michael Jordan. Rob is a very good GM. I disagree with that. And again, no one is comparing Austin Reeves to Michael Jordan. That's wild. That's great. I agree. I agree with that. As they say in Italian. Oh, man. Here they go. Here these guys go. If we face Denver in the first round, another sweep, Jamal Murray will cook Reeves and D'Lo. What if we got, like I said, what if we got a Dorian Finney-Smith? What if we got Bruce Brown? What if Vando's healthy? Again, we don't know. We don't know. We got to wait to see. And who says, one, we're going to get Denver in the first round, and who says Denver doesn't get knocked out by another team? So like I said, I don't worry about these hypotheticals. We don't know for sure. Hey, BZ, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Salute, Jeff. If the Brown trade goes through somehow, do you move AR to the bench and start Brown? Brown and AR both could start or come off the bench. They're both very effective players in both positions. So I like the option of being able to do both. So we'll got to wait to see. But the flexibility of a move like that is what I really, really like about the move in general. D'Lo is very inconsistent. 3 to 4 games where he plays like a borderline all-star. Then he has a stretch where he plays like 8th man on the bench. Can we fool teams to trade for him when his stock's high? Yeah, he's been inconsistent because they haven't consistently used him in his right role. I feel like when D'Lo has been used correctly, able to have the ball in his hand, play the point guard position, and start, I feel like he's played well. When he's been thrown in there and kind of made a spot-up shooter or a clear-out shooter or bringing off the bench, then he's not playing well out there. Or when they play out there and they're starting with the point guard, but then they have Braun handle the ball handling duties. Like, you've got to use the guy right to get his proper production. If you're not going to use him right, you're not going to get his proper production, and you should probably move him. If you use D'Lo right, I think you can have some success with him. He's a very skilled player. A lot of people don't see how important D'Lo is to this team. With his play and him being a locker room guy, who'd be sad to see him go? Again, it's narratives. People, it's the whipping boys. Everyone will blame Ham, blame Reeves, blame D'Lo. It's pretty much the narrative of this season. And if they do well, they don't want to give him any credits. They just say they don't trust it. So it's just wild. Jeff, how are the Lakers going to get these players if D'Lo's contract is not involved? Gabe Vincent has 3 years guaranteed and been injured all year long. So we'll have 2.5 years left on his deal. But Gabe Vincent, I think will have value on the people. There were a lot of teams after Gabe Vincent this season. So maybe, he costs less money than a Bruce Brown. So if Toronto maybe wants to add another guard there, maybe they move Dennis Schroeder. They bring in Gabe there, and he makes less than Bruce Brown. So you make the moves. You got the picks you wanted from Indy. You got the salary there. So it kind of makes some sense there. And as far as D'Lo's contract doesn't have to be moved. With Gabe's money and the swing that money does per his trade value and the rule of his trade for his money bracket, you can move him. It's probably going to take either a JHS, a Max Christie, and like a Jackson Hayes for filler to get within the range of the trade being done. But you can do that without giving up a first round pick. So I think that's a realistic option. We'll wait to see, if teams are going to outbid that, then that's possible too. But you don't have to move D'Lo's contract. You don't. My concern is D'Lo will disappear just like he did in Denver series. We got to trade him for DFS and Bruce Brown. There's a lot of people that disappeared in that series, not just D'Lo. A sleeper trade target for a big would be Nick Richards. He's tough physical center. Yeah, I've heard his name make the rounds here a bit. I don't know if Charlotte's looking to move him. I don't know what that price tag would be. He's a cool player. He's a solid player. I just don't know how available he is and what his price would be if he is indeed available, man. Can we trade for Nick Richards, $5 million for Hayes, Cam, and a 2 second-round pick? So that's one we just touched on. I don't know what his actual market is. Not sure yet. James Caldwell, what's going on, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate your continued support, my brother. Appreciate you. Jeff, would you rather have Prince or Vando in your starting lineup? As much as I like Vando, I'm leaning toward Prince for the shooting and keeping defenders honest so we don't lose the first quarter. Well, yeah. So I was always big on starting Vando the whole time at the beginning of the season, but then he was hurt. And I'm one of the guys that are still high on Prince. I think he's had a great season defensively. He's really helped guard other teams' wings out there. He's had some good offensive games, had some bad offensive games. I'm cool with Vando coming off the bench if he gets solid minutes. So I'm fine with that. Depending on the matchup, maybe depending on the team we're playing. If it's a team that's a little bit more defensive, doesn't have a ton of offensive firepower, then maybe I don't mind someone like Vando out there because he's not going to get played off the court for lack of offense. So I guess sometimes it could depend on matchups, but I don't hate Taurean Prince as a starter. I think he's outplayed his contract. I think he's been a really solid addition to this team. Under $5 million for what he's given to this team. I think he's been a solid pickup, and I think he's been a solid vet to this team. I don't usually follow the Hornets. I watch them, and their announcing crew is solid, man. They're fun to watch on League Pass, man. A trade I would like to happen. Lakers would have to trade 3 contracts for that to happen. Bruce makes a lot of money. Yeah, so I'm saying it would be Gabe Vincent, like probably like a JHS, so we would have to give up a first, and Jackson Hayes is a throw-in for filler, and that gets it done right there, money-wise. Be honest, Jeff. Do you think your Lakers going to beat the Celtics or Denver in a 7-game series? Not as currently constructed. They need some more help. That's for sure. But again, last year's team, everyone was saying, be honest. So do you think they're going to make the playoffs? Be honest. You think they're going to win a play-in? Be honest. You think they're going to win against Memphis? Be honest. Do you think they're going to win against Golden State? And my answer was yes to all of those. And it happened. Jamar, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Smash that like button, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Like I said, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs, man. We are 936 subs. We have got 55 people in the building right now. Only 21 likes. Come on now, man. It's free. All it takes is drop a like on the video, man. Help your boy out. It really does help out the channel. Gets us in front of a bigger audience. Really helps the channel grow. Putting in all this work. All you got to do is drop a like. Come on. 57 people in here. 21 likes. Come on, man. That's kind of embarrassing, man. Come on now. Drop a like on the video here. Drop a like on the video. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Turn on the notification bell to get notified if you haven't done so already. And go ahead and join the team, become a member. We got the mini mid-level, the mid-level, and the full mid-level over there. We're going to have some member-only giveaways, some member-only videos. So go ahead and become a member over here at Empire Jeff TV. And like I said, like the video. We greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. I think we can get Nick Richards for cheap. We won't have to give up hella draft capital for him. Well, the problem is, I don't know about cheap. He's making the same reason why you guys want him. Other teams would want him. $5 million effective, potentially effective big at $5 million. Bigs are going to also be at a premium at some point because you're going to have to go in the playoffs and Joker, Embiid, AD, those 2 bigs in Minnesota. So there's going to be competition for that. I don't think there's going to be anyone cheap when it comes to that because shooters are always at a premium. Bigs are going to be important this trade deadline. So I don't think anything is going to be cheap because of basically what I just said here. We got Major 2000. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. We're doing a little better job of finding spots for Vando to score. Yeah, and that's what it is. And he's also getting healthier and able to get to his spots a little bit better, able to defend better because he's healthier. Everything about Vando has been about his health. The more healthy he is, the better this team is. And I'll continue to preach that for the rest of the season. Enjoyed you and the brothers tonight on Around the League tonight. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. I enjoyed it too. It was a fun episode. I wasn't able to make last week because of travel. So it was really cool to get out there today. If you guys didn't check the video, go and check it out. We did that earlier tonight. So appreciate you, James. Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate your continued support as always. The DeJounte Murray trade will fall apart because the Lakers don't want to trade Reeves. Yeah, that, and they only have one pick. One first-round pick available. I think teams are going to be able to offer more than that. What do you think the Raptors will do now after trading OG and Pascal? What power forward target can you see them going after? I don't know if they're really worried about that right now. But if they do, maybe someone like a Jeremy Grant. He fits what they do over there. Jerry likes those like 6'9" or just a really long guys over there. Up there in Toronto. So someone like him might be someone they look after. But they're not in any rush to probably do anything this season. They're not playing for anything this season. So we'll have to wait to see that now. Pacers Kings game is close. I was watching the end of the Wolves Wolves Grizz game that I was checking out here. You got OKC in Utah was playing tonight. I didn't watch this game. This is my second video tonight, so I wasn't able to watch the games earlier. Jeff, Lakers are like 1.2 million over the tax. I'm getting under the suspected trade of Murray. Trade saves them like 15 million. I don't think they want to add all that money with Bruce Brown. No, it's money going out. Then there's just coming back in. So the Lakers have The Lakers, they're not tripping on the tax. They're just hard cap. They'll pay the tax. Like they're not. They didn't put themselves in position to not pay tax. They put themselves in position to not go over the first apron. So that's a totally different conversation. So they can send out and bring back anything up a maximum of 4.9 over of what they send out. For what they can send out for Vincent, JHS, and one of the minimum deals, whether it be Cam or Jackson Hayes, and the trade swing that you get at that tax at that money bracket there, you can get to where you can get them back. The Lakers, they're not going to trip on the tax. They're not going to be crazy over the tax. So the Lakers are not afraid of paying tax. They're just not going to allow themselves to get near that second apron. They're not going to allow themselves to crop over that first apron because they want to be buyout players, while most of the league is not. So they've already come out and said they'll pay the tax if they have to. They're not tripping on that. So that's another narrative that's floating out there that isn't true, because they've come out and said they're willing to pay the tax, and they're already going to pay some tax. So they'll go over that. They just can't go over the first apron. Let's see. Bruce Brown is solid, Jeff. I hope my Rockets get him. Man, Bruce Brown on a team with Dylan Brooks would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Major says, we need a point of attack defensive point guard. We really miss Schroeder. Yeah, that's probably our biggest concern, is a point of attack defender. That's facts. That's facts. I don't know what he means by not by one. What does that mean? They need a trade. They do need a trade. Fire him too. He's part of the Fire Ham Brigade over here. Thanks for pulling up, though. Appreciate you. Who would you prefer? Trent Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, Murray, Bruce Brown, or Sexton, considering draft assets would need to trade? I think Gary Trent you can get for seconds and salary, second-round picks. I don't think you need a first. DFS, I don't think you need a first. Murray, you'll need multiple firsts. Bruce Brown, I'm not convinced you'll need a first. Sexton, probably a first. So in that type of scenario, I'd probably go Bruce Brown, 1, DFS, because I really think DFS can add to this team in multiple ways. And Trent Jr., those three. Those would be the ones probably that I would look to that wouldn't cost a first-round pick. Will Draymond save the Warriors? No, they won't. Hey, Jeff, do you think LaVine and DeRozan will get traded this incoming trade deadline? I think DeRozan, there's a strong chance DeRozan gets moved. I don't know what Zach LaVine's market is. I still think the Warriors will be in play on him, and might be the only option really at this point, because they need to do something crazy. But I would say right now DeRozan's probably a bigger chance to move than LaVine, because he'll probably have a bigger market than LaVine does. I think another potential trade target will be Gary Trent Jr. We won't have to give up hella draft capital to get him. Yeah, I think his is probably a couple of seconds and salary over there. So I think you're right about that. I don't think he's going to be too expensive. I like Gary Trent Jr. I think like he's a guy that gets forgotten about a lot. I think he's a hooper. He can play. He can make shots. He's a tough guy out there. You know what I mean? He used to be a much better defender than he is now. But in the bubble, I remember like when they were playing the Lakers in the bubble, man, he was pressing everything when he was at Portland. Like he was out there like just playing real tough. He's not trash anymore, but he's not near the same defender as he was before. I like Gary Trent Jr. I liked him last year at the trade deadline. They agreed to keep him. He opted into his deal. There was a rumor that he was going to sign a 3-year extension there. That didn't happen. So now it's about waiting to see what happens next with him. So I like Gary Trent Jr. I'm just not convinced what his market is, but I don't think he'll cost a first-round pick. And I think the Lakers will have a chance at getting him if they really wanted to. But I don't think he's going to be one of their top targets. So if Vucevic gets moved, I doubt Chicago trades Drummond. Well, Drummond's a pending free agent there, Kurt, and maybe they can get. I don't know if they're looking to re-sign him. I think Chicago may get crazy, try to just blow it all up. If they get to a point, if they get someone for LaVine, if they get someone to take LaVine, then things are going to get crazy over there. They're going to get real crazy over there. So Vucevic, I think, has a chance to move over there. And if they do make a move, they're going to go into full tank mode. And I don't think they are going to want to keep Drummond. They're not going to keep him for like a team to go to the playoffs next year. They're going to try to rebuild. So you're going to try to cash out every asset you possibly can at that point. In terms of playoff starting lineup, what's the biggest positional need for our team? A point of attack defender for sure. I think you'll be able to find guys that can help with rebounding and help AD. I think you'll be able to find some of those guys. Not guys that can necessarily score and do that, because you got a Christian Wood that could do that, a Rui that can score, bigs that can score. But finding a big that can play some rugged defense, rebound, block some shots, help with some of the aggression that AD doesn't want to do. I think those guys you might be able to find somewhere. But I think the more important than that is a point of attack defender for sure. Jeff, your Lakers will be a hard team to beat if they get DFS, Nick Richards and Gary Trent or Bruce Brown. Rob is cooking, Jeff. I know that dude just like last year. What a steal. He's a great GM. No, he's a great GM. That's why people are tripping when they say he's not. Rob Pelinka is a very methodical, very wise guy. Mistake he made was going in with Braun and AD and Genie and all that on the Russell Westbrook trade. You know, if he didn't 100% believe in it, he should have stuck to his guns and did the Buddy Hield with Sacramento trade. He really wasn't in on DeRozan that much. They didn't want to sign him to a long-term deal. That's real. But the Buddy Hield one was a strong possibility. That was pretty much a framework had already been agreed to. And then what Russell Westbrook situation came to be, and that's kind of what happened. And outside of that, I feel like Rob has done a very good job. But that one was a stain on him for sure. JSJ, what's going on? Any chance we can get Rozier without trading D'Lo? Rozier makes a lot of money. Any chance? Yeah. And, you could get a lot of these guys without trading D'Lo. The problem is, like I said, that guy costs a lot of money, and he's got some years left on it. So I don't know if that's a contract the Lakers are in a weird position where they want to upgrade the roster. It's a weird one because they want to upgrade the roster. They don't want to take back players with crazy money on long-term deals, and they would probably not love to give up an unprotected first. Those are a lot of restrictions when you're trying to make deals that teams know you need to make. So those are restrictions. So you don't want to give up an unprotected first. You don't want to take back a 3-4 year deal. You don't want to take back a guy making 25-30 million a year. When you don't want to do deals like that, it really puts you in a position you're trading for like a guy between the mid-level and lower max. And that's where you're marketing. That's what you're looking for. So those guys are not everywhere. There are guys that are there, but they're not the guys that they would go after. That's why a guy like Bruce Brown, I really, really would be high on them getting, because I just really think that he could truly, truly help this team. I really wanted him in the offseason and just never came to be. It was injured in the box. Let's check here 1 second. Okay, there we go. We got 55 people in the building, 29 likes. Come on, guys. Drop a like in the video. Support your boy, man. We did get another sub up 937 subs, 29 likes on the video with over 50 people in the building. So shout out to you guys if you've already dropped a like, if you've already subbed to the channel. If not, please subscribe and drop a like on the video. We would greatly, greatly appreciate you for doing so. Jeff, how do you handle online bullies who are moderators and channels asking for a friend? Definitely need another guard defender. Sham said Bruce Brown has potentially a lot of suitors, which makes sense. He fits playoff teams. Facts. 100% I agree. Problem is, though, I agree about the suitors, but when you look around and see what they can actually offer and the contracts they have to move, that's where I think the Lakers are in a decent position here. We should trade D'Lo. He's proven himself, especially in the playoffs last year. He only has bad games when Braun and AD have mastered performances. This is why D'Lo belongs off the bench. Yeah, I think a lot of people already made up their mind on D'Lo. I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate his skill set. I think D'Lo's, again, my thing with D'Lo is a combination of him just being not serious enough at times mixed with not being used right. Micah, what's going on, my guy? Just dropped in. Salute everybody. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your continued support. I hope you had a good day, my brother. They don't need a third star. They need a player that can compete. I suggest Bruce Brown, DFS, and Nick Richards. That's the help, not a third star. Yeah, I agree. I don't believe in the 3-star system. I just don't. Like, you're one injury away from being in the lottery. You're one injury away from being out in the first round, even if you're a top tier team. You're one injury away from everything. You have 3 top guys, and the only way you can improve your roster is by minimum players, and it's not ideal to me. Are the Lakers starting to figure it out? It's tough because a lot rides on D'Lo and Reeves. Play really D'Lo. If D'Lo's rolling and Reeves balling, we win every game. If it's just D'Lo rolling, we still win. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And you know this, Micah, because I've been talking about this for a long time, and I'm going to keep saying it. D'Lo and Reeves are a product of Vando's health. When he is healthy and playing north of 25 minutes a game, they play better. It's just a known fact, and they will play better. And now that he's back, it's no surprise that as he's getting healthier and he's getting his explosion back and his burst back and his game back on the defensive side, that these guys are now playing better. You know, I've been saying this all season. So now I'm here to say it again. Vando is a major He has a major effect on those two guys. Just him just being able, even at like 90% of Vando, trading an unhealthy Vando for a healthy Vando is like a trade deadline move. That is a major upgrade. Getting someone like Vando, getting a healthy Rui, getting an effective Christian Wood, all while getting a healthy Jared Vanderbilt, and the offense returning from D'Lo and Reeves. This is why they're turning a corner. Guys are playing better. Guys are feeling healthier. I have to study this Richards player. Yeah, he's picked up his name is picked up a trend over the last week or so. It's made its way around the internet, so people are like checking into him a lot now. But like I said, I don't know about Nick Richards being a savior, but he's a solid big. Honestly, Phil, when we play in rhythm, we seem to be very good. And yes, Vando's factor is real. It absolutely is real. Vando looked really good last game. I'm glad to see him healthy like this. He looked really good in the OKC game, too, out there guarding SGA. And then them switching up, Ham switching up and not putting him on Luka and throwing him on Kyrie, threw them for a little loop yesterday. Little coaching, Darvin Ham. Look at you. Who know you had it in you, my guy? Bob Myers on Woj Pod was saying the same thing. Second apron may have 2 stars and a really good player. 3 stars just hard to manage with the punitive issues with the second apron. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the championship level president of basketball operations telling you the same thing that Jeffrey's been telling you all year. Try to tell you guys. Jeff, is Ken Reddish tradable? Absolutely. Yes. He's a minimum contract on an expiring deal. Teams will trade for him if the Lakers want to move him. And am I tripping that Braun looks like he's playing more off the ball? Is that Vando effect? It's not yes and no. It's because it allows D'Lo and Reeves to focus purely on offense, not stress their defense. So they play more free, become more scoring. So now Braun trusts them with the ball more. So yes, Vando on the court improves those two's game, which then improves LeBron's trust in them to do their jobs. So technically, yes, the round way about it is yes, Vando's impact on the game is really that deep. That's a problem because Vando could get hurt and we could be bad again. Prince ain't having that defensive impact. I disagree with Prince not having a defensive impact. I think he's played a solid year defensively, even when he hasn't played offensively great at times. Him out there to guard wings has been huge for us. Fat Boy says, I heard what you had to say on the Mavs stream. The Lakers definitely aren't paying LeBron $50 million next season, and based off this season, they're most likely going to start building around AD. I think at some point they gotta start worrying about how many years of AD are you going to waste. At some point, we got to stop saying, like, you can't waste a year of LeBron James. At some point, you might say we can't waste the prime of Anthony Davis. I believe that. I have no problem saying that. Just no shade towards Braun. He's 39 years old. To continue to try to build and give up your entire future when you have another star on your team who's going to be your future, at some point, you have to stop wasting years of Anthony Davis. At some point, you're going to have to. Lakers Dodgers for life. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Jeff, would you like to see the Lakers? What would you like to see them do at the trade deadline? For me, like I said, doesn't have to be nothing crazy, nothing big. Something like a Bruce Brown, Dorian Finney-Smith, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, Karis LeVert, guys like that. Some heavy buyout market guys, which I think they have a strong chance at, and I'd be happy. If you make any deal with Utah, I'd love to see us get here at Steven as well. Solid bench big. There's a lot. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of bigs out there. That he's one of them. There's a lot of bigs out there that you're going to be able to get. When I'm talking about the bigs are going to be expensive, or like the premium bigs, right? Like the bigs that are teams aren't really going anywhere. You need a big who can score and defend, like those type of bigs. You can get like a guy like the one trick pony guys. You'll be able to find some guys like that. No one wants Cam Reddish. I think someone will take him. They're not going to pay up for him, but the Lakers could probably dump him somewhere. But not really getting any type of return or add him into a contract as filler. But Jeff, do you like Cam Reddish stay, or would you rather trade him for DFS and Bruce Brown? Here's my thing with Cam. My thing with Cam is just about the minutes we play him. If we could keep Cam as an emergency wing defender in case of someone getting hurt, like as like the 15th guy, then I'm fine with that. But Cam getting starters minutes or any heavy minutes, that's my problem. But having him on the roster to help with wing defending in a pinch, I don't mind that. But having him as getting starting minutes or big minutes and play clutch situations, that I don't understand. So, but to have him as the 15th guy and be there as an extra wing defender, I wouldn't mind that. Tina, what's going on? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Trade Gabe for Gafford. I think the Lakers need another big. The money works. Yes, it does. I think the main issue with Jay Van coming back from his injury was conditioning. It looks like he got his motor back. Yeah, his ramp-up period is the one I told you guys. The ramp-up period you got to be careful with. because that's where a lot of guys get injured. That's what happened with Gabe Vincent. His ramp up period went sideways, went wrong. Now he's out for extended time. They took it easy with Vando and it paid off. And now he looks like he is Vando again. And no surprise, the Lakers look better because Vando is out there and healthy. Prince isn't Vando on defense, but he's good. The Prince hate has got to stop. If he sucked on defense but was scoring 50 points a game, y'all be quiet. Thank you. My God, man, you got to have the dudes that carry the lunch pail, man. You got to have the blue collar guys, man, to get out here and put that work in so your stars can go eat. That's what you need. Taurean Prince is one of those guys. Why can't you guys see this? Taurean Prince is a solid veteran pickup making less than $5 million a year, helping you beat teams that you couldn't beat in years because of his wing defense. Help me figure this out, where this hate comes from. I don't get it, man. We're not trading Gabe. We might. We absolutely might. I disagree with that 100%. We absolutely might. Lakers all day dope. We may have to keep Gabe. He may be valuable later on. That's right, too. But to say that there's no way that they're trading him, I disagree with that. But I'm not saying they have to trade him. I'm just saying it comes to a point where if they decide to, and again, I'm not campaigning for this. If they decide to keep D'Lo, it's going to be Gabe or Rui that goes because it's not going to be Austin. Everyone's shouting people out here. Let's see. I like Gabe, Micah. We was good on the Miami. He was, man, but his knees, man. If he's not going to be able to play, we got to get someone who can contribute. Lakers all day dope. So, yeah, he had a terrible start to the season, but I think he can come around. And his health, though, is he going to play? If we get Murray, we would get $16 million. I don't believe we're getting Murray. Sam Z says, wow. Hello. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Okay, let's see. He says, stop the cap. Please tell me what I'm capping on. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Hi, Jeff. Do you think Plumlee or Tice, will be available from the Clippers? I don't think so. Well, we'll see what moves they make. They got Zoo, they got Tice, they got Plumlee. I think they look at a situation where they have to go up against Joker, maybe AD, maybe they want to stay big, heavy. They need a power forward over there. So maybe they move one of those guys out of there or clear one of those slots out to get one. So that could happen, maybe. Prince is such an upgrade over Troy Brown that it's not even funny. An upgrade over Troy Brown? That's wild. Prince is not a 30 or 35 minute a game player. Ham is going to run him into the ground come playoff time. See, that I agree with. I think maybe they're playing him too much. They're playing him too much, but I think that what he's given to the team has been solid, but I think that they're stretching his rollout too much. This I absolutely agree with. Prince could easily make 10 to 15 million on the market right now. If y'all knew how good he was before he got here, y'all would continue to ride with Prince. When we got him, I was beyond excited. Yeah. Again, a lot of people don't watch. I get it. They're Laker fans. They don't watch the whole league like some people. I'm just a basketball fanatic. I watch random games on Tuesday nights that aren't national TV. I've seen Prince play his entire career. He's a solid player, man. He's a solid player. We're lucky to have him, even though people don't appreciate him. That's how I felt when we got Malik Monk. I was wondering how the heck did we get him? Well, we got him because there wasn't a market for him. He got here, we rebuilt him, and he went. We didn't let him go. We just couldn't afford to sign him. The maximum we could have offered him was $6 million, which is what we gave Lonnie. Sacramento offered him over $9 million for 2 years. He went for the bag, and I don't blame him. He wanted to stay a Laker. The Lakers would have loved to have kept him, but it wasn't within the rules of the CBA where they could have paid him anywhere near what he was worth. So we had to go get his bag, and I understand that. What is your list for starting level point of attack defender? Right now that we can realistically get. I don't know who we can realistically get. Like someone like Colin Sexton is not known as a point of attack defender, but he can move his feet a lot better than Reeves and D'Lo. Bruce Brown, I would like. Even Tyus Jones is not a great defender. Like you need like I said, Bruce Brown is very like crafty, aggressive, pesky. Like you need someone in the mold of that, or even if you have like a wing that can help stay in front of guys with length and makeup, just guys who can funnel. Because like when the Lakers run a zone, they have no idea how to run it. They got guys out there who can't stick to 3-point shooters. They don't rotate on time. So as far as like, I don't know what point of attack defenders are actually going to be available. But if you get a point guard that can defend without fouling and stay in front of guys, doesn't go under every screen, and is able to close out on threes, like those guys are just not that easy to find if you want some offense from them, right? So someone like Colin Sexton, like Jordan Clarkson is not known as a great defender, but again, he can bring effort when he wants to, when he's playing for something. But I don't know which one of those guys are going to be available out there. Like I said, I saw Jordan Clarkson at the end of a couple games. One of them was he was guarding Kawhi and he blocked Kawhi's shot. The other one, Kawhi couldn't get the shot off. And then he got one where Kawhi missed it with him on. I've seen Jordan Clarkson when he wants to play really tough defense. It's hard to get that guy to do it continuously. Same with Colin Sexton. He's kind of on and off. But Tyus Jones, like I said, Tyus Jones can run the show. He's an actual point guard. So he can, that's something that we don't really have, is a guy who is not a shoot first point guard as well. So Gabe Vincent was really going to be a guy that could really help with that. He's not a great top tier point of attack defender, but he's solid. Like he can get out there, he competes. So, you know, he'll get torched at times, but he'll compete. He'll get out there, run through screens, give effort, doesn't just stand and watch. And a lot of times that's half the battle. How far can this team go with everyone healthy? I don't know. I don't think this team is currently constructed right now is capable of winning a championship. They need another piece. They need something. They're missing something. They need a little extra bark to them. They need a dog out there, man. Joe Swish, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. Wish we still had Lonnie to a degree. He's a low end Zach LaVine as far as being an explosive scorer and might be better on defense. Lonnie might be available. Maybe there's something where you can get Lonnie and Dorian Finney-Smith, because I don't think Brooklyn's looking to sign him to a long-term deal. So they may look to cash out on him. So maybe everyone gets their dream and the savior, Lord Lonnie, the savior, comes back to the Lakers, man. Maybe. Was just watching Kennard. Think he would be a nice fit. He would be a solid fit. I would love to get Kennard. That guy can shoot. He's a shooter, man. Tyus Jones would be cool for us off the bench and some Phil starter minutes. Yeah, he would. I just don't know what his market is. I remember Tyus at Duke. Yep, with Okafor, man. I remember him there too. Solid player, man. I would like to get him. But like I said, I don't know his cost. I don't know what he's going to want in the free agent market. These are all things you got to think about. If you're giving up assets to limit your ability to add people later, and you're going to be over the cap, you got to be careful. You got to look at these moves for now and tomorrow. That's just the way it goes. East guards, Halliburton and Trae Young leading the East out there. Let's see. Derek White is 7th. DeMar DeRozan 10th. It's great, you really, man. But let's see what we got here. Dennis Schroeder will be available. Dennis will be available. He definitely will. I like Dennis, man. I was one of the guys that liked him as a Laker. He kind of fell into the same situation that Taurean Prince did. They just played him too much. He's not a starting point guard. He's a backup point guard. If we had Dennis on this team, we would be better. I believe that. Would you do Dennis and D'Lo? Wait. Would you do Dennis and D'Lo with Prince, Braun, and AD? Probably not. I like Dennis off the bench. Kennard always pops off against us. Oh man, he kills us. Just lights us up. If they trade for Dennis, it would probably be Gabe. Like I said, I think Gabe's money is going to match up with a lot of guys that you moved around mid-level. I don't think Toronto has a problem with Dennis, but they just, Dennis isn't like. I think they're worried about, like, you know, he wants a bigger role there. He thought he's had some comments about thought that team was going to be, you know, get the ball in his hands a little bit more and this and that. So maybe they move for a guy like Gabe, just for a similar role, same money, similar role, and that could work. I'm watching this replay actually right now of the Toronto game. Quickly for deep three there, Chicago, Toronto. So I watched this down to the end. It got to 99, then I turned away. So I just wanted to see how this game ended real quick. Oh man. Toronto's going to build something, man. Like they're putting together a nice little core here, and all those picks, nice little core with their picks. Oh man, yeah, that not get that shot off. Give me 1 second. I just want to see the end of this because I wasn't able to watch it because I was doing it around the league earlier. So Bruce Brown, say, man, just give me this guy on the Lakers, man. Give me Bruce Brown. DeRozan with that money shot right there, mid range. DeRozan back in Toronto. Good point of attack defender. Yes. Chicago got the dub. Toronto's a glut of guards now. Yeah, and that's why they're going to switch all that up. I think they're going to move 1 or 2 guys. Gabe is better hunting for his shot than Dennis, especially his 3-point shot. Dennis' defense is much better. Yeah, but I would agree. But Gabe also competes though, at least. So, you know, he's not going to get out there just being. He's not just going to sit there and watch. He's going to get out there and try to compete for sure. Heard rumor that if Knicks want Bruce Brown, it might cost them Quentin Grimes and draft capital. Yeah, and again, I don't know if they need him. They've got guys over there already. So I don't know. They already kind of have him and Josh Hart. So I don't know if they really go after him. I don't know if that's them putting that out there or if it's someone else. I'm not like entirely sure about that. Let me check here. Let me check the like situation, guys. Come on now. Come on now. So we got 57 people in the building, 41 likes. Drop a like on the video. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We got up to 939 now. Let's try to get to 940. 939, man. The next goal is 1,000 subs, man. It'd be great, 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 great to get there by the end of the week. That's going to be tough to pull off, but if we can, man, that would be incredible. Big, big, big accomplishment for the channel. But like I said, go ahead and drop a like on the video. Be greatly, greatly appreciated, man. We got over 60 people in the building right now, 42 likes. Like I said, we did get some more subs tonight, so I definitely appreciate you guys for that. Greatly, greatly appreciate you, man. It goes a long way to help the channel. Saw the end of the Raptors game. Won't say anything. I just saw the end of it right now. That was crazy. Good game. Good game. Are the Knicks missing a solid center or what? Maybe they need to move off Randall. Well, they got Hartenstein, and the reports are now that Mitchell Robinson's going to make it back this season. So that's their solid pickup from a center perspective right there. So they're going to be solid. Now they could find a way. I think the Knicks should be more going after like a DeMar DeRozan, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton than Bruce Brown. I think they go after a guy that's a little bit more of a bucket to replace what you lost with quickly. That's what I see them going after, other than a Bruce Brown. Like I would see them going after those guys more than Bruce Brown. Mitchell Robinson being hurt doesn't help them. They can always bring back Taj Gibson again, right? How's Jaden Ivey as a defender? Jaden Ivey as a defender, that's a good question. Having all of his highlights have been on the other side of the ball, I've seen, right? But Jaden Ivey, let's look him up real quick, because off the top of my head, that's a good question. Let me see real quick. Well, actually, I don't really trust this stat anyways. Looking at stats for defensive rating in today's NBA is not really something that I love, but let me load him up here real quick. See, I think he's on Detroit, right? Yeah, there we go. So Jaden Ivey. Why is this page not? This page is not it's not being friendly here. So just give me 1 second here. And he's a shooting guard though. So I don't. What is his money looking like right now? He's making about 7.2 mil. Almost 8 million next year, 10 million in 25-26. So I hate to really look at this stat because he's playing on a really bad team, and the team that broke the record for most losses in a row, right? And his defensive rating is in the 120s. But I'm gonna blame a lot of that on the Detroit team. But he's not a. I don't think he's leaping bounds above, like, he's not above D'Lo and Austin, really. Like, he's kind of in their range. Mavs problems sound exactly like the Lakers. Bad coaching, bad ref calls. I low-key enjoyed it. That was great. That was super great. I enjoyed it. That's why I was laughing so much. It sounds like I was talking to Laker fans, and that's why I was glad you guys got to see that last night, because I've been telling you guys this for the longest time. Like, this is not abnormal. Plenty of fan bases feel the same way. That's when I say that if you get rid of Darvin, you're just going to inherit someone else's problem. Like, because a lot of teams are already going through that. It was just crazy. I was dying when I was hearing all that. DeRozan is a high-end version of what they got rid of in Barrett. Yep, he is. And potential for a free agent. So, his money could come off the books if it's you don't want to keep him long-term, or you resign him for, a team-friendly deal. Hopefully the Lakers get another win tomorrow night. Let's go Lakers, Empire Jeff. Absolutely. Right there with you. Thank you. What do you think of our matchup tomorrow night against Brooklyn? And overall, what do you see the Nets doing in the future? Seems like the adventures of role players. I think we get it tomorrow. And then, the Nets got to do something. They got all these guys that aren't top tier guys, and they got guys on expiring. Like, you got Lonnie on a minimum. You got Nick Claxton up there. You got Cam up there just jacking up shots. Cam Thomas up there jacking up shots. Ben Simmons doesn't look like he's interested in playing basketball. Mikal Bridges, who you turn down all kinds of picks for. I don't know what they do because I don't know what their goal is. I think I think a player becomes available that is willing to be traded there, I think they're just looking to keep those guys in place to try to snag that guy. But I don't know who that guy is going to be. I always wondered why can't I see certain comments that the host posts on the screen? Is that from a different stream? Uh it could be, yeah. So like not on this show, but on the one from around the league, like if you were watching that earlier, and it was someone on, and there were multiple like multiple channels streaming the same show, then you're probably only going to see the chat. You're going to only see the chat of the show that you're in. And then when he pulls it up on the screen, it could be from their show. So last night on the We Talk Mav show, for instance, or earlier today with the Around the League, today was streamed on both Dan the Laker fan and my channel. And last night on We Talk Mavs, it was streamed on both of our channels. So not all the ones, you won't be able to see the ones in their chat, in our chat, but you would see it when they pull it up on the screen, if that's what you're referring to. Always okay. You said that. Let's see. Hit stick says another another sleeper trade could be Darius Garland. The Cavs been balling with D Mitch playing the point guard. That's Garland been out. He low key might be attainable. He might be he's not a max, so he's not going to be cheap. But yeah, at some point maybe. Great opportunity to get close to a DFS and O'Neal. What are you looking for? Yeah, true. They'll be in the building, and Pelinka and Sean Marks have a pretty good relationship. Gary Payton Jr. If Warriors fall apart, we need him as a defender. They gave up a lot to get him back, man. Like they gave up a lot to give him back, like just last trade deadline. So maybe they fall apart, but this I don't know. For example, I see you post Brandon. You post Brandon Burney. I'm familiar with his name. I just don't see him here in the chat. Oh, you don't see Brandon? Brandon's a ghost, huh? Not. I mean, he's in the chat, so that's strange. Yeah, that's strange. Not sure about that. I don't know what Serge is referring to, but yeah. 1 second here. Bang. So we got to our 50 likes. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys. 939 subs, 50 likes. I'll take that on a night like tonight because I'm about to be out of here, guys, man. It's been a long day. Second show of the night. Happy spending some time with you guys to talk some Laker basketball. I'll be back tomorrow night after the Laker game. So I appreciate you guys for pulling up. Y'all can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for everyone who dropped a like on the video. Thank you for everyone who subscribed to the channel. Thank you for everyone who turned on post notifications. And just thank you for everyone for being part of the show, man. So appreciate you guys, man. It was a fun night tonight. And thank you to the mod god, Mr. Search and Destroy here for holding it down. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all you guys pulling up. Thank you for your continued support, man. And like I said, man, next stop is 1,000 subs. So spread the word, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That is Jeff again, 939 subs. Man, it will be incredible to get to 1,000 by the weekend. That's might be setting the bar a little too high, but let's see if we can get it done. So I'll be doing a video every night leading up. Man, if we could just get to 15 subs a day, man, we could probably get there. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy your Friday. I will catch you here tomorrow night after the Laker game. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe and go Lakers.